What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new video. Just a little brief intro to this video. It's a continuation of the video I released a couple weeks ago, the backing up, where I just showed the steering wheel. So this is building off of that. We're going to do a split screen with the steering wheel and the trailer so you can see how the movements of the wheel affect the trailer for you new drivers. Obviously, experienced drivers couldn't care less about this. But I will have story time after the backing tutorial. If you're interested, stick around for that. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it and let's get started. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about the setup. I'm not going to set up in the traditional way, which looks like this. You see how the trailer is at a 45-degree angle to the spot it's going in, and the truck is perpendicular to that spot. I'm not set up like that. The reason why is there's a fence on the other side of that yellow and that white dump truck that prevented me. I just didn't have the room to do that. So I had to get creative and pull in the spot next to that white dump truck. Now, once I finish pulling forward, my trailer will be at a 45-degree angle to that spot. The difference is my tractor will be in line with the trailer. Once I do that, I'm going to cut the wheel to the right. Remember, the camera's behind the wheel, so it looks like left on your screen. Right looks left, left looks right. So I'm going to cut the wheel to the right to get the trailer to start curling to the left. Cut the wheel to the right to get the trailer to start curling to the left. That's what I just did. Hold the wheel in place. Let the trailer go where it's going to go. Make a small adjustment and hold the wheel in place. Make another little small adjustment, hold the wheel in place. That's what I'm doing. Once I get close to that yellow line, I'm going to crank it hard to the right to curl it the rest of the way into the spot, which is what I just did. Now you see how it's jackknifing, and then all the way to the left. That's called a full chase. Now my truck has terrible turning radius. If you were driving a Volvo or a Cascadia or any new truck, that would have worked out a lot better. But for my truck, I always have to do at least 2 pull-ups because I just can't get under it like I could with a more modern truck. And that is it. Okay, but feel free to rewind the video and watch the trailer and then watch the wheel. The next thing we're going to cover is, what if you just want to move the truck over a little bit within the spot to get it centered? Well, it's a 3-part move. In this case, we're going 6 inches to the right. So you're going to cut the wheel hard to the right, hard to the left, and hard to the right. It's always right, left, right, or the opposite, left, right, left, if you're trying to move left. And if you would notice, you can rewind it, those trailer tires ended up about 6 inches over to the right. But anytime you're trying to reposition within a space, just move it over a couple of inches to a foot. It's right, left, right, or left, right, left, again, if you're moving left. And that'll get the trailer to move over within a space. It sounds easy, but a lot of new guys, including when I was new, struggle with that. And I just never had anybody say, look, it's just right, left, right. It seems so easy. And the last thing I'm going to do here is pull the trailer brake so the trailer can't move, and then pull forward with the truck like a tug test. What that does is put pressure on the kingpin lock so somebody can't come and release that lock when you're not around the truck. And if you don't catch that on your pre-trip, the truck and trailer could separate completely and you'd have a big problem. But doing this prevents that from happening. Okay, well, that's pretty self-explanatory. I hope it helped some of you new drivers out there who watch this channel. Now, I promised you story time, and it's about backing up, and it's about new drivers. So I was in Oregon, in Albany, Oregon, at Jack's Truck Stop. It's on I-5 and Highway 20. And I was in my bunk. I had my curtains pulled, not this truck. And all of a sudden, I hear a horn blow, bump. And I didn't think anything of it. 2 minutes later, I hear an air horn again, bump. Another 2 minutes, I hear it. I'm like, what is going on? Next to me was a Swift driver, this lady driver. She's sitting in her front seat, chain smoking cigarettes. There's a Werner driver trying to back into the spot next to her.
and he keeps getting close, and she keeps blowing the horn at him, right, between puffs. And I'm thinking, why didn't she's gonna sit there and blow the horn at the guy? Just get out and help him, spot him. I mean, obviously he's having problems. So I get dressed, put it, you know me, right? I gotta be the guy to do it. I get out, I'm like, hey, I'll spot you. He's like, all right, appreciate it. He took a bad angle. He set up poorly. Remember, if you set up right, the back should be fairly easy. If you set up wrong, he set up and then he couldn't recover. After 2 or 3, I said, man, you have to drive around. I'll save your spot for you, but you can't recover from this. He was all up in the, you know, he couldn't recover from it. I said, I'll stand here, just drive around the parking lot. He was this young dude from Africa. Can't remember his name now. It was like 3 years ago. It'll probably come to me. But anyway, young dude. He opens the door to the truck, just like, well, you can't see it. He opened the door of the truck and got in the passenger seat. Then he goes, will you do it for me? And I said, man, I can't drive your truck, you know. He goes, no, I don't know. I think he had performance anxiety. People were watching him. This lady's blowing the horn at him, and he just couldn't, he didn't want to do it. I said, you sure? He said, yeah. He's already in the passenger seat. I said, all right, well. So I got in, we drove around the parking lot, and I was kind of explaining how I'm setting up. And while we're driving around, he's like, man, I really appreciate it. He was very grateful. And he said, how long you been driving? And I was really only a couple of years at that point, maybe 2 years, whatever. And I said, how long you been driving? He goes, 2 weeks. I was like, oh man, this dude. Now, I hope that means that he's been out on his own for 2 weeks, but I mean, you never know. I said, okay, well, don't give up. Don't worry about them people blowing the horn. Just, you know, focus on your backing up and don't worry about everybody else. So we got in and I got the truck in there for him. He was real, like I said, very grateful. And I don't know what happened to him. Hopefully he stuck with it, and, you know, but that's what happens when people are watching you. You get kind of frustrated and flustered, and everything you do is wrong because you're nervous. So that's what I was trying to tell him. Don't get nervous, just try to block them out. Anyway, that's my backing up story. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope you watch the next video. And until then, this is Jason signing out.